Let's get it started in here.
And the bass keeps running, running, and 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 running, running, and.
In this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from all intellect and let the rhythm affect.
Work it, make it, do it, make sense.
What makes a good instructor? A bunch of things. Mostly you make yourself a good instructor. Charm, patient, wit, friendliness, knowing what goes too far, customer service, work hard and get better.
Few things that great instructors have in common. They are warm and friendly to the public, to strangers, people they love, everybody. They're just warm and inviting. They are energetic. They have a good spirit, good attitude. They also have a way of connecting with people. So as an instructor, trying to be great, you need to try to have all of these qualities. I know you already have them inside, so just try to kind of bring them forth and enhance them.
You know, every artist is going to be different.
I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different, yeah, I'm different.
Some are loud, some are quiet, some are sarcastic, some are more kind of goofy and jovial, and kind of how they handle their class is all going to change. From a customer standpoint, when I've come to Painting with a Twist, the things I've noticed they all have in common are two things. They're passionate about the art, they just have fun doing it, they love doing it, and they want to help. You know, they want to get you to where they are with that painting. And everybody's way of getting you there is going to be different, but those two things, really caring about the art and really caring about your experience and trying to bridge you over to that is something that pretty much all have in common.
Are very charismatic on stage. There's just something about them that grabs all the attention of the room. Very customer oriented. They take care of the guests. They're number one. They're very easy to work with in the studio with other artists. They can get along with everyone. That to me is a great artist. Someone that you can teach and someone that has leadership.
Great instructors also have the ability to break things down into small pieces, and they are very good at putting these visual steps on the painting into words. That's something that you get better at with time, but it is something that all of the best instructors are really, really good at.
The best thing I feel about working with Painting with a Twist is that you get to meet a bunch of new people, and I'm a people person in general, been that way since I was little, so meeting repeat customers and having people remember me makes me really happy.
It's probably the connection that you have with the customers itself is good to see them walk out with a painting and a smile on their face.
That I am a middle child, and I love it when people pay attention to me because it didn't always happen for me.
Is when people who have never done art before come in and they realize that they can do it. So now they have a new hobby.
Is whenever people get to the end and they really love their paintings and they're so proud of themselves, because a lot of people doubt themselves at the beginning, so you really have to encourage them and make them feel like they're really doing something well, because they really are doing well, but they don't understand that until they get to the end. So I just really love whenever they get to the end and they're really happy about their painting.
I think the hardest thing about working here is when people get frustrated with themselves. They really believe that they can't do it, so you have to nudge them along until they have the confidence to.
The hardest thing about working at the studio is people who take themselves too seriously. I just don't know what to do with them, because if I was going to a class and something I had never done before, I would have way lower expectations than sometimes they have. So the hardest part is getting people to just kind of chill out a little bit and enjoy the experience and not worry so much about their painting.
About working at Painting with a Twist is most likely the customers being late. Sometimes you have some individuals that come out, on time, and then maybe have late customers. It's kind of hard to catch them up in class, and it can make you run overtime. So that's probably the thing that I find the hardest.
The thing about working at Painting with a Twist is just people who don't have enough confidence in themselves, so they feel like they have to be reassured all the time, when they really don't. They're really great. They just feel like you need to reassure them all the time, and I don't have the patience.
My favorite guest interaction would have to be I had a class filled with teachers. And it was their first time coming to paint, so like they told me that teachers are one of the hardest people to teach. And we ended up having like a good time in the class, and she like wrote me a really awesome review on Facebook. So me and her and the teachers, we all had a nice little chat after the class, and it was just really nice. I enjoyed it. It made me feel good about myself.
One time I had a financial office come in, and it was all men in suits, and by the end they were, swinging around their jackets and having a good old time. So that's my favorite.
The most memorable part of working at Painting the Twist was actually kids' classes. There's one kid that just kind of did whatever she wanted on the table, and she told everybody it was a fish, and so her mom wrote it was a fish at the bottom, and she got to take that home with her, which I felt was really cute because there wasn't a hover mom situation.
Yes, lots of memorable experiences with guests, mostly just having fun when people are singing and dancing, but then it could get a little bit more heartfelt at times. I taught a class once where a woman we were doing Anchor of Love, and I went over and chatted with her, and she had put her and her recently deceased husband's initials on the painting and told me that it was the first time that she had gotten out since he passed away, and that she was just having the best time, and she knew that he was with her in spirit.
Up a quiet group is trying to like ask general questions just to get someone to talk and socialize with each other. Another thing is to actually play the music a little bit louder and ask if anyone likes it, if they're okay with it. Usually if you get like a lot of heads nodding and people that agree with it, they start to talk more and start to relax a little bit more. So
It can be challenging, so to pump them up, there's lots of things you can do. I think music is really helpful. That go-to sing-along that everybody knows, get that to come on, pump it up, encourage a sing-along. And then if it's a smaller group, I think a lot of one-on-one conversation can get people talking to each other and make it not so much the attention on you, but if you can get everyone else talking, I think that works really well too.
To pump up a really serious class, I usually start dancing on stage, and it makes them laugh a little bit and realize that it's not like a structured class thing to do, and that they can actually talk to each other, and it really helps them calm down when I make a fool of myself.
To handling a wild group, I will start off by saying that typically I think the challenge is more to get quiet people to be a little bit more wild, so I think that's more of an issue. But if people are too wild, I think again setting the tone at the beginning of class that you are in charge and commanding their attention at the beginning really helps later on, and then to have fun with them, but also not forget to keep giving directions and bring them back without kind of being teachery. So I do see a lot of newer instructors kind of say, okay guys, it's time to move on, I need everyone to pay attention, and I find those strategies don't really work because people come here to have fun and more all right, here we go, let's do it, that kind of thing works a lot better.
calming down a stressed out guest, the best thing to do is just try to come at them and comfort them a little bit, let them know that it's not going to be perfect, because as artists up there, we don't make the same exact painting, so it's not going to be perfect for everyone. So as long as you let them know that and just let them know, take a step back, look at your painting, breathe a little bit, they should be okay with that.
Fix their painting, I think there's a couple of things you can do. Number one, not take it personally and realize that it's possible that they're saying that, but they're not really thinking it, or when they get home that night they may actually like it, so not to kind of freak out about it. The second thing that's really effective is to give specific compliments. So instead of saying, you're doing awesome, that looks great, good job, things that kind of don't really come across as authentic, if you say something like, oh, the way you got that purple right there, that is so cool, or that looks like Van Gogh, or something that makes them feel like you're being sincere.
Generally, when a customer doesn't feel satisfied in their painting, I usually let them know we have SOS classes, that we have, a free class for them to come to where they get one-on-one time with an instructor to help them fix whatever they'd like to fix, or I tell them to have another sip of their drink.
When people are too stressed out, I usually make a joke of some kind, and then they start to laugh, and then they realize.
Y'all ever seen the movie Constipated? It never came out.
That was a poop joke. It's always funny. Or a mistake happens, so I'll make a mistake on purpose and show them how I fix it so that they just breathe through it.
Stressed out guests stressed are the norm, because I am stressed out when I go to a place to do something that I'm not good at. And I try to do what makes me less stressed in those situations. So if someone welcomes me and tells me I'm supposed to be there and hands me an apron and tells me where to sit, automatically the stress, I think, will go away. So I think it happens before the class starts. You can make someone feel less stressed. And then when you get on the stage, or when I get on the stage, I emphasize the spirit of what we're doing, the fun part of it, over the materials we're using and the techniques, to put them at ease and make them realize that this is a party, this is an experience, this is not something that's going to be really, really serious and be really rigid, and it has to look perfect by the end. And I think just letting people know that and being friendly and warm and chatting with them will automatically take a lot of that stress away.
When someone dislikes their painting, I like to show them a fine artist. For example, I had a little boy, he painted a vase with flowers, and he was so upset that it didn't come out just like mine. So instead, I wrote down Matisse, I wrote down Van Gogh, and a third one that I cannot remember, and I told him to look them up online, that his painting was more like theirs, and it's okay to be more like theirs, and that sent him home happy.
My favorite paintings are the ones that are loose, kind of impressionistic, because I think that people, this is fun, this dabbing thing, and I think that people enjoy that. So I like doing those kind of paintings where if it's a little different, it looks cool versus looking awful if it gets off a little.
I've got two favorite groups that I like to teach. I like really big classes because it's high on energy, but I also like really small classes because you get a lot of one-on-one.
Best paintings that I like to teach are generally nature scenes, just because, it's really hard for people to mess up a tree. They have more confidence in doing trees and flowers and things like that, so I have a lot less time, helping people fix mistakes in those classes.
My favorite paintings are ones that are a bit more abstract, a bit more free, so that they don't have to keep that straight line straight. They have more loose movement.
I really like the fun groups, like the bachelorette parties and the parties where it's like 21st birthday or something really fun. Kind of like, not really a lot of drinking because sometimes they get a little rowdy, but I really like girls groups where they just come in for like one of their birthdays or something. They tend to be a lot of fun, like to listen to fun music.
I think I really like private parties because everybody already knows each other, so it's no intermingling and trying to go, we'll make new friends, because everybody's already friends.
I always have a good time when I'm here, and it's exciting to come and express my creative side.
I come back because it's a very entertaining evening. It really helps de-stress from your work day, and it's just a lot of fun to meet people and have a good time.
They are very fun and funny, and they make it enjoyable.
My favorite thing about coming here is that sometimes I bring home a real good painting. The least favorite thing about coming here is my perfectionism. The instructors do all they can to make that go away, and just about when you're ready to give up the ship, they'll give you a little more encouragement.
Everything coming here is to just be just a painter. I don't do this outside, so when I come here, I feel like I can just paint anything and it comes out perfect.
Actually display them in our house. My daughter's paintings go in her room, and we have a special place that we put all of her paintings, and then my paintings, if they're good, go above our fireplace or in our hallway.
It means to me that I can get outside my comfort zone of creativity, because I can't draw a line with a ruler, but I can paint pictures when I come here.
We love the staff. We've had several different staff, and each of them is unique and has a different style, and it makes it fun. It makes the different classes fun, and I can, the different ones, you never know what you're going to get, but it's a fun experience.
When a painting seems very difficult, usually when I pre-paint, I make notes of the difficult areas just so that I can pay more attention while I'm on stage.
Sometimes I do get nervous in front of classes, but usually when I do, I just make a really awful pun, and it helps me feel better because then I laugh at the pun and then everybody else laughs at the pun, so it chills me out a little bit.
For new artists, they're usually nervous when they get on stage, and it's going to come with time. It's going to be home base, so just go through it, be nervous for a little bit, and then it's going to be so comfortable. It'll be fun. When it comes to pre-sketching, my deciding factor is a couple things. My pre-sketching, I look at it with the size of the class, and also based on how long will it take for me to teach you how to do it, along with fixing it after it's done versus me giving you those extra steps. When it comes to painting on someone's painting, I always try my hardest to explain it to them first, or I give them a demo on the table. And when it comes to me painting on their painting, it's only when they try and hand me a brush and they say that they cannot do it whatsoever. After all of that encouragement, if they still feel like they can't, I will, and I will only paint one or two things and then hand the brush back to where they can finish it. These are the bloopers. Did you catch that? Talk.
I like that one.